Yo, photographers, I wasted thousands on cameras. And the thing about it, the cameras didn't make me a better shooter. It just made me more broke because I was buying all this camera gear, and every piece of camera gear I bought, I was like, yo, this gonna be the one. This is the one that's gonna make me go to the next level. But actually, I was just buying cameras and taking the same type of photos, but I was not getting no clients. I was trying to grow my brand in order to quit my job to be a full-time photographer by buying a bunch of camera gear, but that wasn't the real thing that actually did it for me. I mainly was looking at different YouTube videos, people talking about megapixels, aperture, shutter speed, all the different terminology as far as photography. But I was taking good photos, so I just was in my head and also just buying a bunch of camera gear. So the biggest mistake I made was I was just upgrading cameras for no apparent reason because I was trying to get clients, right? But I thought the pictures, the way I was taking the pictures was getting me the wrong type of clients. But actually it was marketing, because you couldn't tell me I wasn't a good marketer because I was posting my photos and putting my hashtags and, just getting some clients. I did got a few clients, but the clients were not paying me what I wanted them to actually pay me. They were paying me under my price, and I was steady shooting different events. I was doing photo shoots. I was shooting weddings. I was just doing whatever, as far as when whoever contacted me, I was shooting them. You know what I'm saying? Because I just wanted to make some money, and I thought the photography game was a big hustle, so I was hustling backwards basically, because I thought I was supposed to be growing. The more people that I booked, the more that I could grow. But the more that I was getting booked, the more I became to get burnt out. And then I realized, I was like, why am I buying these camera gears? The clients don't know what type of camera gear that I'm actually buying. They don't know nothing about shutter speed. They don't know nothing about aperture. They don't know nothing about dynamic range. They don't know nothing about all the terminologies that we talk about in photography. So I was like, yo, let me concentrate on what the clients are actually looking for, because what they're really looking for is you to be on time, create the images that they want, as far as so they can make memories and just have contracts, and also making sure that you give them an invoice as far as deposit. They just want a trustworthy photographer. So it's like I'm doing all this shopping around for cameras and learning all these different terminologies as far as photography, and the only terminology I really need to really focus on was shutter speed, aperture, and ISO. And sometimes I shoot off-camera flash and practice on being a good photographer as far as my business side. And once I started to do good business with people, I began to book people as far as like good clients. Once I started creating video content, talking about all the stuff that I actually do, because I was doing these things, but I never was promoting what I actually do. I was posting photos, hashtags, like there's no connection there. So once I started creating content, talking about what I was actually doing in my business, now I started to market, because the main thing that we don't focus on as photographers, we don't focus on getting in front of the camera, talking about what we actually do. You see what I'm saying? We look at people as far as like the camera gear. They're in front of the camera talking about the different camera gear and what they're doing, getting us to buy that camera gear because we done trust their word for so long. You see what I'm saying? So that's how it works as far as when you're in front of the camera talking to your ideal client, they're going to start trusting you, and now they're going to book your services. Now you see what I'm saying? So once I figured that out, I was laser focused on marketing. I bought the A7 III that time, and I kept it for about 3 years. And within that 3 years, I focused on marketing, getting better in front of the camera, getting better talking on camera, getting better with delivering the messages that I want my clients to get online so that they can book my services. I just concentrated for the last 3 years, getting laser focused and getting better at shooting video content, because one thing I did know, I was not going to get it like the first couple of times. I already know with anything in life, you're not going to get it right then and there. You have to keep going and keep going and keep going. So once I just keep going and looking back at when the first time I started creating and look where I was at now, I was like, okay, I do see some progress. So that's what you want to do as far as creating content. In the beginning, it's going to be hard. You're going to say all kind of crazy stuff on camera that you don't like about yourself, but that's your beginning stage. You've never done this before. But over time, when you give yourself that advantage later on after you done came from where you was at a few years ago, a few months ago, a few days ago, give yourself some grace and be like, okay, I'm getting a little bit better from last week. So that's how you want to start focusing on it as far as building your brand, because it doesn't build overnight. You have to actually put in the work, the uncomfortable things that you don't want to do for your business. That is what's going to grow your business, because a closed mouth don't get fed. And how can you be afraid to promote your business? You thought of the idea to have a business, so you have to promote your business. And once I figured that out for myself, I was laser sharp on it and I did not stop. And when I began to be so focused on that, I was so focused on creating content, and I was also raising my prices as I go, and people were still booking. So I was giving out the value that I already have in my head as far as what I was trying to create, as far as, because I was shooting weddings at the time, and weddings, like, you know, a wedding photographer knows everything about a start of a wedding day to an end of a wedding day. So I was creating video content talking about all those different things throughout the wedding day, just giving them 20-second small little reels, just giving them that education so that they know what goes on during a wedding day. And guess what? Now brides were starting trusting me, and they were filling out my contact form and just booking me with no problem when we got on the phone, because they already trusted me, because it was like, they was excited to get on a call with me. A lot of these brides was excited to get on a call with me, and it was just like, well, I trust you, so what's the deposit? I'm ready to lock it in. It just makes the process more easier because they don't watch so much content, and I was giving them so many ideas and bringing things that they didn't know about on a wedding day. So why wouldn't they book me? You see what I'm saying? It's just like when we look at these camera gears online, like, if we buy the camera that the photographer tell us about, and the camera does everything that the photographer says, what you gonna do? Buy the camera. So yeah, in the meantime, check out this video, and yeah, like and subscribe, because this is the real talk of photography business as far as what I do on this channel. So it's no sugarcoating, no bull jiving around. We just get straight to it, and that's how we do. So yeah, if you want to feel like you want to be in a community like that, like and subscribe, like this video and share this video, because like, I want to grow this channel to be able to give out some real education so that we can grow together. You feel what I'm saying? I'm out. Shoot.